Hallet's Playoween 2019 comes to a scary yet successful end, and I wanted to do a small retrospective on the month because I have some thoughts. So let's start off on a good note. We did it, hooray! Very proud that I managed to put out a video on a different game every single day, but more so than that, I had a good time. I enjoyed the games we played. I had a fun time playing all these games I probably wouldn't have played otherwise. There's just such a barrage of content nowadays, whether it be, there's a good game releasing every single day, more so than that, thanks to indies. There's just too many good games to play. There's just a constant barrage of content from all sides. Maybe your favorite YouTube creator decides to upload a video every single day of the month, and you're like, I cannot keep up with that. What are you insane? I can't watch all of this. What are you doing? I've thoughts, like I said. But, it's hard to get around to a lot of the things we want to do. So it was nice to make an event out of going through games that I had downloaded and been like, oh, well, I'll play it someday. Maybe when October rolls around, and then I probably wouldn't have done it if I hadn't made an event out of it. So it was nice to pull some of the games that I was aware of and I want to play this at some point. Some of the creators I knew about, I want to play something by them. As well as, like I mentioned at the beginning of the month, just going through some game jams on the horror tag on itch.io to find some games that looked cool and play them. So played a lot of cool games. I was introduced to a lot of cool creators who I now have more games to look forward to in the future. So the constant barrage of content continues. And I was able to support all of them in some way. Some of them didn't have a very straightforward way of supporting them. I had to get a little creative. But I'm a creative person, so I enjoyed that aspect. It was a lot of fun. Enjoyed playing all those games. Enjoyed supporting a lot of creators. Now, let's get into the but where I go. But it was very stressful. I cannot believe how stressful it was. I've heard about from artists doing Inktober, how stressful it is, or a lot of artists are like, no, I won't do Inktober, you insane, that's a ton of work. But I was like, no, this isn't like Inktober. Sure, I'm doing something every day, but it's video games. It'll be easy. Even though I've been doing Let's Plays for a long time, and I know myself, and I know I'm able to make basically everything I do stressful. So I stressed out a whole lot over this because oh boy, just turns out when you slap a deadline on something, it makes it super stressful. And I've somehow managed to do that with, I tend to do that just in general, but basically every video I've done this year, I've attached some weird arbitrary deadline that makes sense to me that I don't think anybody really cares about except for me, but I care too much about it, and then I end up further poisoning my brain because I'm like, no, gotta get a video out that I do for fun. I don't even monetize these videos. Not to cast shade on anybody who does. It's just I don't want to play the YouTube game, but then I play the YouTube game in terms of deadlines and oh, I gotta get it out. No. So just basically everything I've done this year in terms of videos has had some weird, or not every single video, but every series has hit a point where it was like, oh no, I gotta finish before I get my wisdom teeth out. Uh-oh, April Fool's Day is coming up. Better hurry up. Oh no, Wario Land Shake its 11th anniversary is coming out. Better finish the Let's Play before then. I mean, that one, to be fair, I started with the intent oh, I could do that. I mean, basically everything. The wisdom teeth, but not the... You understand. Basically, everything either starts off with a deadline or at some point a deadline gets applied, and then I further stress myself out because that's just who I am. I get stressed out about anything. So that was stressful. There was a lot of hubris coming into the month. I planned to finish Wario Land 2 weeks before the Let's Play actually ended, but then in the back half of the game, it turned out things needed more time than I anticipated, and I was happy to give the Wario the time he needed for the final Wario Land game, give it the send-off it needed. And I kind of wish I could have spent more time on the games we played this month. But like I said, that ran on long, and so sometimes you just don't feel like recording, or for whatever reason you can't record, and a whole lot of that happened. And like I said, I was planning to finish Wario Land 2 weeks early, and then start building a backlog, but I came into the month with only 3 games recorded. I recorded Hitman back in July, and I just didn't have a big backlog, and so it just came down to a whole lot of, oh, I need to record this tonight and edit it tonight, or edit it in the morning before I go to work, and it was just a whole lot of just constant deadline. It was no, I've somehow managed to turn this into work. Oh geez, oh no. So it was just a whole lot of just some hubris coming into it, thinking I could get ahead of the curve, and then keep recording at a leisurely pace, get ahead on the weekends. or get even further ahead on the weekends than I thought I'd be finished sooner. I also made the mistake of I assumed a lot of these games would be shorter than I thought they were, because I'd seen a few where it was like, oh, it's a couple minutes long, okay, and I kind of applied that thought to all of them. And originally at one point I was like, oh, all of these games are only a couple minutes long, so what I'm going to do something insane. I'll do 31 indie games, and then I'll also do an entire playthrough of Pathologic 2, which is also, I think, indie to some regard. I don't know. It looks like a very cool game. I even played through like the first hour of the game, like got through the tutorial into like the real actual game part, and I was recording it, and then something clicked in my brain. I'm like, I don't think this will be interesting to watch. Not that Pathologic 2 is bad. Like, the game seemed really interesting, and I can't wait to go back and play it in full. But in terms of a Let's Play, it seemed like the kind of Let's Play that would benefit from like a highly polished, like researched, like, oh, here's how to play the game. At least from my standpoint, like maybe someone you've watched has done a cool blind Let's Play, but I was just like, I don't know, I'm not feeling it. And then I mistakenly threw the entire recording in the trash, like, well, I'm not going to do the series, so whatever, when I could have used it as a video this month. It was like, oh, why didn't I think about that? I didn't think about that until like 20 days in. Got a lot of thoughts about this like series 20 days in. Like 20 days in, I was like, I should probably come up with a name with it that isn't like, the scary October game thing I'm doing. I should probably come up with a name. And then I named it Hallet's Playoween 2019, because that name was very dumb and it made me laugh. So that was fun. And I stressed out a lot. And like I said, I wish I could have spent more time on each game. I'm not happy with every single video, because there was a lot of cool games. And I would have liked to have spent more time with each game, whether it be like in thought about the game, so I could give more concrete ideas on it. But like I said, like a lot of them like really ran up against the deadline. So it's just like, oh boy. But I did really enjoy playing the games, and I would like to do this again next year. Except next year, a game every single day is too much. It's too much for me. It's too much for y'all. So I think it's fair to say 31, a game every day, too many. So I'm thinking next year maybe we'll do like 13 or something. Like 13 just came to mind because it's A, smaller number, B, a scary number because it's unlucky and stuff, C, if you flip the numbers in 31, but I don't know. Maybe we'll do something else. I don't know. It's just 13 came to mind because I would like to do this again next year. I don't know if we'll end up looking at some of the same creators, see what they've done in a year. Because there's some creators that have like a ton of games that would be interesting to look at, but also maybe we could look at entirely new creators. I'd be interested to hear y'all's thoughts on that if you had thoughts on it. Otherwise, it'll just end up being a smattering of whatever I find again, basically. So I think that's it. I'm not sure if y'all care if this will be the world's smallest controversy, but if you look at the list that I provided at the beginning of the month, I didn't end up playing the games in that exact order. It hit a point where I was like, I couldn't record for 5 days because I had some friends over. I'm like, I'm not recording while I have friends over. I need to get ahead. So I ended up rearranging the games so we could play a bunch of short games back to back, so I could record like 5 or 6 of them in one night so I could just get ahead. And then there were some games we didn't end up playing as well. I believe I swapped out like 3 games, I think it was, in the end. There was like Magunsi. I've played, I don't know how to say the name, but I played a little bit of it, and I couldn't figure out how to progress in the game, and I'm not sure if something was breaking or what, but I would pick up like 1 out of the 3 things we need, and it seemed like the other 2 would like disappear from the world. So I wasn't really sure, and then I couldn't figure out how to say the name of the game, so I googled it, and it turns out it's like based on a town in like Pennsylvania. I think it's been a while, and I believe that town in Pennsylvania was named after, or it's based off like a German word, which I should really know because I should probably know how to speak German because my entire family, except for my branch, like family, speaks German on my dad's side. But so I should, and it was an entire thing. And then I googled it, trying to figure out how to say the name, and it looked like Markiplier played it at some point, so it seemed decently popular enough. I don't know if Markiplier is still popular or if he became a Nazi like PewDiePie. It's hard to say how many people become Nazis when you're not looking nowadays, because I've never really cared about Markiplier. I'm sure he's fine. I have no idea. Maybe he's not fine. I have no clue. So there was that one. American Election, I was really excited to play it because if y'all watch my videos, I'm always ready to insert politics into a video and say something like, oh, Wario's an Antifa super soldier because Wario hates fascism. The fascists are trying to take the money, and Wario wanted the money. Stuff like that. I'm always ready to die on my lefty heel. I almost said lefty heel, like I'm a wrestler or something. That'd be pretty cool. Although the lefty wouldn't be. I mean, wrestling's bad, so who cares? And I was excited to play American Election, but in looking at it, it was interactive fiction. Seemed like it'd be a lot of reading, and like I mentioned, Haunted Cities. I have some weird anxiety I'm going to try and get over with reading and Let's Plays for some reason. Probably something from school. Who knows? Who knows? But it was just like, man, that seems like a lot of reading. Not sure if it'd be a very interesting video, but I tried to, like, in faith, like okay, if I'm gonna sit down and read, I should just read aloud. So I'm not sitting there quietly reading, because that's when I start thinking like, oh no, I'm taking too long reading. And if I sit there and read it aloud, maybe it's a little bit better on me. I'm not sure about video, because sometimes in Let's Plays people read things aloud, and I find it annoying. Sometimes they read it out loud. It's like, okay, yeah, I totally get why they're doing this, because A, you want to do something in the video, and B, just if I sit there and read quietly, I'm going to feel bad about how long I'm taking to read. Because I used to read so much quicker, and now I read very, very slowly. And also, just tripping over words, etc., etc. What was the name of the game, Let Us In? That was like interactive fiction. It was a short story. I really enjoyed reading that one. The sentences were digestible in a way that felt like, oh, we can kind of like perform this, and it was fun, even though I was performing it on the fly as opposed to reading through and giving a proper performance or something. But a lot of cool games we played is the takeaway. And I believe there was one more game we didn't play. Oh no, there were two more games we didn't play. There was Sleep Cycles. Sleep Cycles wasn't in a working state. The creator wasn't interested in going back and fixing it because they wanted to work on new projects. Not trying to throw shade or anything like that. Yeah, that's super cool. And we ended up playing other game, Ghost Knife Fight, which was a fun little, I almost called it a shoot 'em up, but no, it's a bullet hell. Different concepts, same concept. And then the last one was Fugue and Void. I don't really have a good reason for not wanting to play Fugue and Void. I took a look at it, and it was like a city, like you exploring like a scary city. And I was like, we've done a bunch of that, so I decided to just play some other things. I believe, what games did we swap in? Like Ghost Knife Fight, Help, My Daughter's a Cultist. I think it's just called My Daughter's a Cultist with an exclamation point. Desolated, and what was the other one we swapped in? The Interlude. Oh, The Interlude was really cool. I really enjoyed that one too. So a lot of cool games. I really want to do this next year. And I think that's all my thoughts. I don't want this video to go on for too long. Just, I guess, a quick update for the rest of the year. I'm going to take it easy. Probably won't be very many videos for the rest of the year. There'll be at least two. We have the like holiday hoarder thing with Hitman, which will be the end of the Hitman 2016 LP. Finally, another just little bonus video. It's not new content, but it's something from an older, a video that I've already released that I was like, this bit in this longer video could probably be its own standalone bit, and for some reason I cut it out and decided to make its own thing. I have 3 videos I'd like to record before the end of the year. I don't want to say what they are. I'm thinking about doing Virtual Boy Wario Land, just like doing full playthrough of normal and expert mode, and maybe playing through Frog Fractions before the end of the year. I don't know if I'll do it before the end of the year. Maybe it'll flow over into next year. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. But I'm gonna take it easy, because I've stressed my brain out so bad over the course of this year. But I had fun in the spooky month with the spooky things, and now I'm going to go find a coffin to sleep in. Because I'm dead, and I was dead all along. Happy Halloween, y'all. Hallet's Playoween, y'all.